Okay, so today I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk about this fine stuff, and this is FYI silver clay powder. It's 999, so it's fine silver. FYI comes in fine silver and 960, and this also comes in lump and powder. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to mix this stuff up. As you can see, it's 25 grams of powder, which comes out at 24 grams of metal. That's always worth bearing in mind when you see these things, because you want to make sure that you can price it up accordingly. Now, one of the things I really like about this powder is that it's quite inexpensive and it's good value. Now, the great thing about powder is that you can mix up what you need and leave the rest as powder, which means that you can buy in bulk and use as you need. And what I wanted to show you is how easy it is to get this stuff up and into lump. So I'm going to do this real time. So you rip it open and it comes out of the bag like so. And inside you've got another little silver bag. Okay, so what I would do, especially if it's your first time with this sort of thing, I would mix a little bit up so that you can see how to do it. I'm just going to cut it open with my extremely blunt scissors, which are always used for cutting sandpaper. And I'd just like to see what's inside. Okay, so this is the powder inside. So you just take, I have a balti bowl, which I have, well, I never bought it for making balties, so I've never repurposed it. So it's this is what I bought from Tesco. I have this really handy little palette knife, which I use. I have some water in a spray bottle. Okay, so that's all I need to do this job. I'm just going to sprinkle some powder into the bowl. Now don't worry, it's a bit lumpy. That's just condensation, and it's very fine. So if I start to just even, you can see how it's really fine stuff. So if I again press it down, you can see these lumps will not make any difference to your making up the clay. So if you're used to reconstituting clay, you'll know that you grind and you sieve to get to this point, and just put a little bit of water in, and just soak it a little bit. Don't drench it, and use your palette knife to start to push together. Now you'll see it starts to cling together quite quickly. And this is a gradual process, so this is bit by bit until you've got to a lump consistency. Now, because the fine silver powder is so, or the powder, FYI powder, is so finely milled, it's really easy to get to the silver clay stage. I like using this palette knife because it's small. I can put my pressure, you can see I'm putting pressure on it to push it all together. And I think we're just about there. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a, once it's all starting to cling together, that's when you know it's starting to get there. So it really doesn't take an awful lot of time. I'm just going to give it a couple of extra squirts because I don't think it's going to take much more than this. And as you can see, it's coming together really quite nicely. And I tend to kind of sweep it around the bowl so I can pick up the rest of the powder that's kind of lightly scattered, and spread it. So it's kind of like spreading butter on the toast, if you like. Okay, so really now I'm giving it a really good massage and really pushing that in. And I'm just going to gather up any little bits and pieces. Now it goes without saying that this bowl should be clean before you start. Hopefully, it goes without saying. And it also goes without saying that your palette knife should be nice and clean as well. Because I use this palette knife in this bowl for reconstituting as well. So I don't want any extra from any other places coming. So it's now nice and grabbing together. Again, I'm going to just pick up all the extra off the bowl like that. Nothing is left behind. And then we've got a wee lump of clay here. Okay, I've got this lump of clay. So it's a good idea. This is my way of reconstituting too. So I have a plastic folder, and I'm going to badger bam that. Or you can use badger bam, or you can use Cool Slip for this. I like to use Cool Slip for this particular job. Just make sure it's nice and applied on both sides. Pop it in between, cover, oops, and get your roller and give it a roll. Now the purpose of this is to get it nice and flat. So you can take your spritzer and add just 1 or 2 last spritzes to the surface of the clay. Take your finger and give it a nice massage like that. And there we go. So it's nicely permeated into the surface of the clay. I then take it, roll it up, and have a look at it. See if it needs, if it's pliable and it's working well, and roll it into a little ball at the back. See if it's needing a wee bit more water, and just repeat until you feel that the clay is nice and moist, not too wet. But I think I've probably got about 5 grams of clay here. And if you look at the surface of this clay, it should appear nice and clean, no marbling, quite glossy, and that's it ready. Now I tend to give it a little bit more water when I'm happy. I'll then pop it in some cling film and let it rest for maybe an hour. You don't actually have to, you don't really have to do that, but I like to do that. So I tend to make my clay up in advance. So here we are. Nice ball of clay. I'm going to wrap it in some cling film. Which I'm doing off camera. And in my prepared pot, you can see I've labelled it. It's FYI, fine silver 999. I've got a baby wipe inside. Pop it in the cling film. Pop this back on. And there you are. So I'm going to have a cup of tea as usual. I'm going to go away and do something else and come back. And in about an hour, I'm going to be using this. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.